Hi folks, it's Kelvin here. We run coach for Leeds and surrounding areas as well as online coaching. In this little video, I'm going to discuss whether we should go out wearing a little bit too much in terms of clothing and be a little bit warm and maybe take some layers off when we run, or whether we should actually go out a bit cool, so maybe go out in just a t-shirt or a long sleeve tee when it's actually quite cold and warm up as we run. So I've just had a look outside and the weather's is pretty grey today, and I'm just about to go out for a run, and I'll continue this conversation further when I get back. But for now, I'm just going to leave you guessing which side of the fence I'm on. See you soon. Okay, that's me back from my run and showered, and it was a nice hot shower. And maybe some of you would have guessed that I was quite well dressed to go out. It wasn't freezing cold tonight. There wasn't too much wind. It was a bit grey. But my preference for myself and the runners that I coach is to dress a little bit on the warm side and run a little bit hot, if anything. Now, I guess the caveat here is if we're racing. If that had been a race today, I'd have probably been in a vest and maybe a pair of gloves if it was a shorter race. But for training, we don't want to go out cold. I've got a little bit of a rule where I think anything under 7 degrees and I need to have something on my legs, not just shorts, maybe some leggings or some running trousers. And one of the reasons I like to overdress a little bit is a heat stimulus is positive. So what makes me laugh a little bit is I see people training at this time of year when it's pretty cold, and they're wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, and I think, fair enough, you must be a bit cold, risking injury, not getting a heat adaptation, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine. And then as we roll into the springtime and people are training for spring races that might be hot, and I see people doing like heat adaptation protocols where it's a lovely warm day and they're going out in like a jacket and a hat and maybe some gloves to try and get a heat stimulus. So my preference is definitely to run a little bit warm and then maybe do like a treadmill session once a week to maintain some heat stimulus that I can carry forwards as the weather gets a little bit warmer. And the mechanism for that is as we get hot, we sweat to cool down, and the body then produces more plasma volume, so the fluid in our blood, so that we've got something to sweat from, which decreases our hematocrit. Our hematocrit is a percentage of red blood cells against plasma volume. So what the body does, the body likes to stay in homeostasis. So the plasma volume goes up, so the red blood cell count stays the same. The body likes to be in homeostasis, so it then stimulates from the bone marrow to produce more red blood cells to get the hematocrit back to homeostasis. So as long as we're hydrated, running a little bit warm is free red blood cells. So every time I'm sort of running up a climb a little bit and I might have a jacket on, I'm like, yippee, free red blood cells. So if you've got any comments, just pop them down below. That would be ace. And happy running!